The concept of a shadow area was introduced in the 2013 editions of NFPA 13D and 13R. It refers to areas of the floor left dry because sprinkler discharge is blocked by obstructions such as walls or partitions. When these areas exceed the allowed size, system effectiveness may be reduced, which is why the standards impose specific limits. The shadow area is identified from a plan view. Start by drawing a line from the center of the sprinkler head to the far edge of the obstructing wall or partition. Then extend that line to the next obstruction within the sprinkler's coverage. The resulting bounded space beyond the obstruction is defined as the shadow area. If the extended line reaches the sprinkler's coverage area boundary before encountering another obstruction, the shadow area is limited to the area within that coverage boundary. When multiple obstructions fall within a sprinkler's coverage area, each shadow area from individual obstructions must be accounted for. Although shadow areas from walls and partitions were recognized in earlier editions, the 2019 edition of NFPA 13 established a specific limit, permitting up to 15 square feet of cumulative dry area per sprinkler. It's important to note that this requirement applies only to residential sprinklers. To calculate the shadow area of the residential sprinkler shown in the figure, first determine the area of each trapezoid, and then add them together. To find the area of a trapezoid, add the length of base 1 to base 2, multiply that sum by the height, and then divide the result by 2. When we calculate the area of trapezoid 1, we find that the shadow area exceeds the 15 square foot limit, violating the NFPA 13 requirement. This indicates that the sprinkler must be repositioned. By the end of this video, we'll use the software to identify the optimal location for the sprinkler. As previously mentioned, the 15 square foot shadow area limit applies specifically to residential sprinklers. In this section, we'll explore how to determine the shadow area threshold for standard spray and extended coverage sprinklers based on NFPA 13 guidelines. In 2012, Professor Kenneth Isman, former vice president of the NFSA, applied the concept of equivalency within NFPA 13 to propose an innovative method for determining shadow area limits for non-residential sprinkler types. Imagine a standard spray sprinkler installed 3 feet away from a column measuring 1 foot by 1 foot in a light hazard occupancy. As we know, NFPA 13 permits the dry area behind a column when applying the 3 times rule for standard spray sprinklers. By calculating the dry area behind the column using trigonometric methods, we find that it measures approximately 13.5 square feet. By applying this method to ordinary and extra hazard occupancies and incorporating the 4 times rule for extended coverage sprinklers, we can determine the shadow area limits under different conditions as summarized in the following table. Finally, since these values are not explicitly specified in NFPA 13, their use in sprinkler system design is subject to the approval of the authority having jurisdiction. In this segment, we'll use NSVCad software to determine the optimal sprinkler placement in the bedroom and living room of Unit 102. We begin by placing the residential pendant sprinkler in the bedroom using the 2025 edition of NFPA 13 as our reference. The suspended ceiling height is 9.5 feet. The layout of this room is similar to the example we reviewed earlier, with a few minor differences. By moving the sprinkler, the software dynamically calculates the cumulative shadow area and displays the result beside the sprinkler. When the total shadow area stays within the 15 square foot limit, the coverage is highlighted in blue. If it exceeds this threshold, the non-compliant areas are shown in red. Once we identify the optimal sprinkler location, we'll proceed to place the sprinkler in the living room. Since this room doesn't have a suspended ceiling, we'll use sidewall sprinklers for coverage. The structural ceiling height is 10 feet. If we select the north soffit for sprinkler installation, the software alerts us that its width exceeds 8 inches, requiring a pendant sprinkler to cover the area beneath it. However, the sprinkler's shadow area exceeds 15 square feet, meaning that using a sidewall sprinkler on the north soffit would ultimately require 3 sprinklers to fully protect the room. If we select the south soffit for installation, since its width is 8 inches, the sidewall sprinkler can cover the area behind itself, eliminating the need for a pendant sprinkler. Also, the width and depth of the north soffit, located in front of the sidewall sprinkler, are both within 24 inches. This means the sprinkler can effectively cover the area beneath the soffit, in compliance with NFPA 13. Additionally, the shadow area does not exceed 15 square feet, which means the living room can be fully protected using just one sidewall sprinkler. I hope you find this video helpful. You can download the software from nsvsoft.net